Welcome to MMA Daily. Here we bring you the latest and most exciting news from the world of mixed martial arts. If you love MMA, make sure to like our videos and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of the thrilling updates. Get ready for some interesting news today. Starting off, Jorge Masvidal thinks Conor McGregor has ducked him for years. Moving on, Michael Chandler reveals Charles Oliveira rematch left him in the most pain in his career. Lastly, Daniel Cormier responds to Bo Nickal's criticism of UFC 309 commentary. Jorge Masvidal has a stern message for Conor McGregor. Masvidal has been making the media rounds, pounding the table for bouts with McGregor and Leon Edwards. Masvidal has claimed he will be returning to the UFC and wants to show the world he's still a viable welterweight. The former BMF champion admits that the McGregor fight may not happen, but that won't stop him from trying. During an interview, Jorge Masvidal said that Conor McGregor hasn't name-dropped him because he knows a UFC fight wouldn't be in his favor. "I'd like for it to be Conor McGregor because I heard he also wants to fight on that same date. He's never mentioned my name because he knows I'll rip his head off. However, if him and the UFC make that mistake, I'll take his head off in Miami in April. But I don't know if he wants it. He knows I'll break him and make him look bad. I won't take him down. I'll strike with him and take him out of this orbit. He's never mentioned my name, and it's for a reason. They're saying he might want to do it, but I'm chilling. If he wants to do it, great, I'll kill him. If not, Leon Edwards. He and I have history, and it's time to settle it." Some believe Masvidal returning to the UFC could be a tough sell given he initially retired from MMA competition on a 4-fight skid and is coming off a loss to Nate Diaz in a boxing match. Masvidal clearly feels he has plenty left in the tank and wants to prove the naysayers wrong. Michael Chandler says he's never been in more pain after a fight than he was after UFC 309. Chandler ended his 2-year-long layoff on Saturday in a rematch against Charles Oliveira. He suffered a 5-round decision loss but wasn't dropped or knocked down at all in the fight. However, he says he still left that fight with more injuries and more pain than he's ever had before. "I had a phenomenal training camp. We went to war. We did our thing. My body, the most pain I've ever been in my entire life. The most injuries I've had in a fight for sure. Peed blood, inflammation all over. My whole body is swollen. The first blood in my urine was very light, which was in my drug test. New York drug tested me before and after the fight. It had a light tint and the second one was beet-looking juice. It was dark. My whole body hurt." Despite dealing with all the injuries and his body hurting, Chandler had Oliveira rocked and nearly finished him in the 5th round. One of the injuries that Michael Chandler sustained at UFC 309 was in his knee. Chandler revealed he hurt his knee early in the 1st round when Oliveira had his leg in the knee bar. "I think something happened to the knee in that first exchange when he had the leg, and I did that full 360. He did a knee bar thing because I walked back to the stool and I looked down at my left leg and it was not working right. It wasn't stepping, it wasn't catching, it was unstable, it was weird. Essentially for 23 minutes of that fight, I don't know if the leg was really working that well. Ultimately, Chandler ended up losing by decision to fall to 23-9 as a pro and is now 2-4 in the UFC. UFC commentator Daniel Cormier has responded to Bo Nickal's recent comments. Daniel Cormier was in the broadcast booth for the massive UFC 309 card in New York City over the weekend. On the main card, Bo Nickal returned to the octagon for the first time since a submission win over Cody Brundage in April. There, the former NCAA champion met Paul Craig in the biggest test of his career thus far. Sadly, the middleweight bout wasn't exactly the most entertaining. Paul Craig promised a submission win heading in, and it's clear Bo Nickal had zero intention of meeting him on the mat. However, the wrestler still emerged with a unanimous decision after outstriking Craig on the feet. Post-fight, Daniel Cormier offered some criticism of Bo Nickal. Heading into UFC 309, the former Penn State wrestler was vocal in calling for matchups with the likes of Khamzat Chimaev. Well, Daniel believes Nickal might need to pump the brakes on that talk. While Cormier wasn't overly critical, the middleweight prospect still took issue with his comments. Speaking on his YouTube channel, Daniel Cormier opened up more on Bo Nickal's performance. While the wrestler might not be happy with him, Cormier believes he was just being fair in his take. Furthermore, Cormier reiterated his point about Nickal just needing to improve before targeting any names in top 15. Bo Nickal is a bit upset with the commentary during the fight last week. "This one kind of took me a little bit by surprise. I do like Bo, and I do believe that at some point he's going to be a champion. I just think that he's a respectful guy. So I think he's trying to say things in the nicest way he possibly can, but I think he may have misunderstood what I'm trying to say. What I was more trying to say in this fight was, let's not rush him into fights that are against much more experienced fighters. but there's room for improvement. Let's just take our time, there's no need to rush him. Thanks for watching MMA Daily. We hope you enjoyed the latest updates from the world of mixed martial arts. If you did, don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe for more exciting content. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and we'll see you in the next video. Stay tuned for more MMA action.